Hi everyone. First, we would like to thank our lecturer, Madam KUNAVATHY BOTHAGURU, for giving us the opportunity to be here today. Before we begin, let me introduce myself and my partner. My name is Karsina binti Ahmad. My registration number is 01D8020F2009 and my partner is Nurbaina binti Hassan and her registration number is 01D8020F2003. My dear fellow friends, nowadays online learning turns out to be more and more practiced. Because of that, many traditional universities started to share their courses online for free. It represents an easy and comfortable method to achieve knowledge in almost every field, from law and accounting to human science such as psychology and sociology. Online learning is a great alternative to traditional universities, especially for people who can't afford the time and money to take real courses. But what are the advantages and disadvantages of online learning? Well, today we are going to talk about what are the advantages and disadvantages of online learning. Before that, allow me to define our rules. I will talk about advantages of online learning, while my partner will explain about disadvantages of online learning. Dear friends, my first point, online learning is more flexible. Online learning enables the teacher and student to set their own learning pace, and thus the added flexibility of setting a schedule that fits everyone's agenda. As a result, using an online learning platform allows for a better balance of work and studies, so there's no need to give anything up. Besides, studying online teaches you vital time management skills, which makes finding a good work and study balance easier. Subsequently, they have a common agenda between the student and teacher can also prompt both parties to accept new responsibilities and have more autonomy. In addition, online learning is very flexible because students can complete their homework quickly and there is more time left for hobbies or to find a job. By being able to access all traditional course resources, it indirectly helps students learn wherever they are and lets them freely choose when to study. I have just discussed how online learning is more flexible. My dear friends, next my second point, that is advantages of online learning, it's accessible. Online education enables you to study or teach from anywhere in this world. This means there's no need to commute from one place to another as well as follow a rigid schedule. On top of that, not only do you get save time, but you also save money, which can be spent on other priorities. In addition, the virtual classroom is also available anywhere. There's an internet connection and a good way to travel. For example, if you're studying abroad and want to get a job, online education is a great choice. There's no reason to give up on working or studying while exploring new and exotic places. Furthermore, online learning is making higher education more accessible. Based on that same survey, up to 19% of students feel that online learning is the same or better than the traditional learning experience. I have just discussed how online learning is accessible. My dear friend, I shall now move on to my third point, that is advantages of online learning. It's more cost effective. Unlike in-person education methods, online education tends to be more affordable. There's also often a wide range of payment options let you pay in installment. Indirectly, it allows you for a better budget management. Many of you may also be subject to discounts or scholarships, so the price is really high. You can save costs from the commute and class materials, which are often available for free. In other words, the monetary investment is less, but the results can be better than other options. Besides, printing costs can also be reduced. This is because learning materials are kept online in a central database, where is it ready for easy downloading. So any changes can be made on quickly and safely. I have just discussed how online learning is more cost effective. Now, I call upon Nurbainun binti Hassan to continue with our presentation.
Thank you so much, Christina binti Ahmad. Now, I will talk about the disadvantages of online learning. My first point is inability to focus on screen. For many students, one of the biggest challenges of online learning is the struggle with focusing on the screen for long periods of time. With online learning, there is also a greater chance for students to be easily distracted by social media or other sites. Therefore, it is imperative for the teachers to keep their online classes crisp, engaging, and interactive to help students stay focused on the lesson. I have reviewed that inability to focus on the screens is the disadvantages of online learning for students. Next, I will continue my points, which is technical issues that faced by students during online learning. Another key challenge of online learning is internet connectivity. While internet penetration has grown in leaps and bounds over the past few years, on smaller cities and towns, a consistent connection with decent speed is a problem. Without a consistent internet connection for students or teachers, there can be a lack of continuity in learning for the child. This is detrimental to the education process. Moreover, many students are not provided with the high bandwidth or the strong internet connection that online courses require and thus fail to catch up with their virtual classmates. Their weak monitors make it hard to follow the course management system and their learning experience become problematic. Moreover, most of them live off campus and find it difficult to keep in tune with the technical requirements of the chosen course. Some of them don't even own computers and seek help in learning resources centers for technical assistance. The only solution to this problem is knowing exactly what kind of technological support they will need for a certain course before enrolling in it, as well as properly equipping themselves for the course successful completion. I have just discussed that technical issues is a big problem during online learning. My dear friends, I will talk about the last points of disadvantages of online learning for students. The last point is self-motivation. Self-motivation is an online learning essential requirement. However, many students lack it, much to their surprise. After enrolling in the distant learning courses, students fall behind and nurture the idea of giving up, as difficulties in handling a technological medium also seem insurmountable. Hence, students need to find the motivation to follow the new educational trends and also properly equip themselves for future challenges in their education and careers. Only a positive attitude will help them overcome the challenges on online learning. Though this is hard to practice, students need to understand that it is necessary in order to reap the online learning's benefits in the future. I have just discussed about self-motivation is the disadvantages of online learning. My dear friends, today my partner has talked about the advantages of online learning. She has discussed 3 key points that is more flexible, accessible, and more cost-effective online learning than traditional education. And I have discussed about the disadvantages of online learning is inability to focus on screens, technical issues, and self-motivation. In this era of globalization, we know that online learning is very important for students and educators to continue learning and teaching to avoid face-to-face learning. Unfortunately, online learning has the advantages and disadvantages that educators and students have to face. However, the problems encountered can be solved with various alternatives to overcome the disadvantages that exist in this online learning. We also need to apply the advantages of online learning in the lives of students to obtain good results and understanding. Last but not least, let me end our speech by quoting by Stephen Kellers, who said, "Online education then can serve 2 goals. For students lucky enough to have access a great teachers, blended learning can mean even better outcomes at the same or lower cost. And for the million here and abroad who lack access to good in-person education, online learning can open the doors that would otherwise remain closed." With that, we end our presentation. It has been a great honor and pleasure for us to be here. Thank you.